So after the last episode, I was still in that weird humor recording mode, and I was looking at my lasagna like, just pour maple syrup on it, dude. Just ruin it for everybody. I mean, knowing my eating habits, dang. Like, I wanted to say this partly as a joke, and partly because I am a total disgrace. Anyways, ladies, mentanglement, bulldogs, bullfrogs, bringers of chaos, perceivers of mayhem. Welcome to the train wreck. Try to weasel your way out of this one. Anyways, wow, this has been the week to end all weeks, I tell you what, and I didn't think that I didn't think that it was gonna happen already. I finished Super Mario 64 again for like the 5th time, except for the final Bowser, because like I have never been able to aim him like like at the very end of the game, right? The platform turns into a star and you have to aim him off of there, like swinging him around at least like 4 times, so you definitely have to aim. You can't just like do it carefully. And it's like I got all 120 of the stars, and it's like that's it, you know. Oh please no. And for some reason, like, do you get that where you delve just whole out into a game and everything reminds you of it? I am trying so hard not to compare Guts and Glory to Mario right now, especially because I can do without a guide the beginning levels and the basement ones, like, because I've done them so many times, but, like, oh no. But, like, the upper levels are always, you know, they leave a bit to be desired, and the one with the clock and the one with the rainbows, my brain is all stretched out, just all the way. Okay, please. I almost feel like I have to deceive it a little bit. Like, do I have to, like, go out and then, reverse a little bit? Like, kind of, like, tease it? Like, you're not getting me today. Oh, wait. What did I just, like, snapped around. Okay, please. Please! What? Why? Mailboxes can't be that strong, can they? But then again, actually, though, that reminds me of that, how long ago was it since that was a meme? The whole, like, making a snowman or something, making a snowman around a fire hydrant that was right in front of their house, so that the this truck that would always like mess up their yard or whatever, like completely just totaled it. I don't know. Anyways, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, geez, is there an easier way to do this that I'm like just not? I feel like I want to just run over that cannon guy. Like, this is the exact same feeling that I got in Bloodborne in the Forbidden Forest when you finally get the satisfaction of killing that guy that's going at you. Please! Please! Okay, alright. Okay, yeah, I was gonna talk about... Okay, how do I even do this, though? Seriously. I feel like I need to... It's like you go through here. Maybe if I went just, like, all the way around? No, that's, Oh, I see. It's on top of a tower, so, like... I thought it was gonna be, like, right on the road, like somebody operating it, and I could just, like... No, it can't be that easy, because, like, why... Okay. Okay, alright. We're off to some great starts. Why do I even try? Why do I even try? But yeah, now that I've been trying to talk about it for a couple minutes, like, what if you just, like, looked up into the sky and all of a sudden the sun was a giant mouth, like, not a fully formed face, like, just a mouth. Like, what words of wisdom would it have to throw at us? Like it shines down rays of sunlight, so too shall wisdom rain down. I have no idea. I just want this to be done. Please let this be done. I'm panicking so hard. Like, and it's always like forcing me in the wrong direction. Can I just... no, please. Just take the back roads home because you're afraid of the neighborhood bully. Finally! I don't believe that it's as stupendous as you want it to be. Okay, let's see what disaster we're up against next. Industrial power. Jeez. Okay, so all we have is this? Okay, what? No. Why even have it that way if, Okay. Alright. You know, I almost want to ride that, wrecking ball just straight up into the sun, just like Icarus, just like fly and never come back. One way or another, this is the end of your journey. It's like, okay, there are mines, there are saws. Why is she just like hugging the ground? I don't appreciate that. No! How are you even supposed to aim that? Okay. Alright. And I always just want to, like, I always just want to keep, holding the trigger for speed, like how games used to be, especially in the old GTA days, where you had to just like keep holding X to accelerate, and my brain is consistently stuck in that way. And I remember when I was trying to play Forza with one of my friends, and he was yelling at me that I kept like holding the gas, and it's like, but that's how you drive. That is how it's supposed to be. It can't be any other way for me. It's the same thing with like, it's like trying to explain to people how my brain works. I think it's like, this is one of those big things that has been going on, like, people have been talking about it a lot on the internet too, the whole between neurodivergent and neurotypical, where like I don't remember which one is which, but it's like I would assume that typical is how society forces us to be, so that's how like the majority of people are. But like people with you know, brain damage, autism, ADD, whatever, like etc., there's a whole bunch of stuff that could like rewire your brain and make it different. And it's like I always aim down the sight when I play shooters, because like that's just the habit for me. And it's like, it's impossible to teach people, like, when you do something different the way that everybody else does it, it's like it's like even after like 10 years of it, that same friend is still like you need to quit aiming down the sight, do things this way, and it's like, no, I can't do it that way. That's not how my brain works. It's like what? It's like telling people to see out of their ears. It just like can't happen. Okay, let's see here. You know what that makes me think about, actually? I was talking about like evolutionary traits in the last one for some weird reason. I feel like people need to get over the whole like genetic editing thing, because like I have always wanted to fly. I have always like either just like in a superhero sense, or like to be able to grow wings or whatever. And I also want gills. And people, I'm pretty sure that once, because this is the way the world works, like we have to create things to complain about, because that's the real human condition, you know? Like people won't be happy unless they have like something to bitch about. Like you have to have one or the other. You can't like fly and swim in the same thing. Like, but what if you had like retractable wings? But then where would they go? I don't know. Maybe they would like reform into your back or something. Like that makes me think, right? The whole thing between like one of the reasons why sci-fi is so cool, what's even going on there? One of the reasons why sci-fi is so cool, right, is because like eventually that's gonna be just the way that it is. It's an eventuality, you know, like because science is pretty much just the act of discovery, like figuring out how to do what you want to do, and then you know, once you figure that out, then you make it better. Like the whole thing behind science is that nothing is impossible. If scientists want to do it, they'll find a way. So like the whole like, oh, we can't teleport, oh, we can't go faster than light, and people want to like they want to quote physics or whatever else, or like oh, that reminds me, same friend, by the way. So like I have always had this idea of a car that like it would kind of be like a mix of wind power and electrical power, where like you know, moving, it's like you have vents on the side of the car, and as you are going, obviously you're like pushing through the wind, so it pushes some of the wind inside of the car and like rotates a turbine to like store energy. So like you know, for when you don't have a windy day or whatever, you still have that little bit stored up, right? And nice. Oh, can I okay, all right. But that's basically the whole gist of it, and I've been saying that for years and nobody had an issue with it, but like because like that's just how it is, or at least that's the way that it used to be, and that's the way that it's supposed to be, you know? Like I want to go back to like real conversations where you can just like talk with your friends, and like they don't like shoot you down with everything that you say. You can just like say stuff and laugh about it and move on and just have a good time. But like as soon as people get older, they want to like debunk everything and like take every good idea that you have, every good thing away from you. And he's trying to like talk about and I was saying this for like years before that, right? And all of a sudden he wants to do all these physics to me, and it's like, you dumb asshole, if you haven't built it, then you don't know that it won't work. You're just like theorizing stuff and being a jerk on purpose. It's like, I don't have many things that I can be proud of that I have like, and it's like every like over the years, just one by one, everyone's taken everything away from me, and it's like, stop. It's time to stop. Whatever. What that makes me think too. Now that we're talking about like potential stuff that could happen, like people have been talking about like hover car kind of stuff since like I don't know exactly when it started, but everybody said that it's an idea from like the 50s. And I don't know. I kind of expected that it was going to be more like electromagnetic stuff or whatever. And I always kind of thought that it would be cool to have, you know, how like in Jak and Daxter you can have different hover zones. Like, what if we just have like different floors of cars like going through the sky? And especially because you know how cars every year are getting better and better with that they're getting better and better with that like the automatic parallel parking, right? That's what I'm trying to talk about. That it can, when you are, it's always that one. You can when you're about to run into a car, your car will slow you down. Your car will slow you down and like automatically detect it. You don't even have to worry about it. And the automatic parallel parking, where it just detects every object around you and does the best that it can. And you know that like once we have something, it only gets better, right? So like once we finally get to hover cars, the whole idea of hover zones that I was talking about with the floors and everything, oh geez, I finally get access to the Yang family, so I can do my original joke that I had planned for this, talking about like a nice couple driving, and then they also have accessories like like talking about kids as like they're just some novelty item. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I have seen like prototypes of how hover cars are now, and they do have them now, and you know they still look pretty sweet. But the whole things with like propellers and whatnot, I feel are not the direction that we were supposed to go. Like, everybody knows how a hover car is supposed to be, and they're just kind of messing it up by making it basically civilian use helicopters. Okay, drift. Yeah. Do a nice little kickflip, alright. I have done my job. I have vanquished the family. My quest is done.